Hey guys, it's Vanessa. I'm here today to do a tragic update video. Let you guys know a little bit of what has been going on with me and my super sad medical month. That kind of explains why I've been a little MIA. First and foremost, you could tell by the title, the main most recent incident that happened to me was that I had an insane allergic reaction that really took over my entire face and like a good chunk of my body. But prior to that, about a little over a month ago, I mentioned this in a couple of my videos, but I figure if I'm doing this update, this is worth mentioning. I also had an accident with an immersion blender. And for those guys who don't know what that is, that's just like one of those handheld blenders. So it's like a long tube and you kind of can stick it in to make soups and that sort of thing. So anyway, so that happened. I had to get 20 stitches on the tip of my finger, which was not fun. It was like 2 days before my birthday, so I couldn't even really drink on my birthday. Not that it was a big deal. I still had a great birthday. But yeah, so I was just kind of like, this finger was out of commission for like a couple of weeks there. So then the stitches came out. My finger's finally healing. I'm good to go. And then literally a few, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Yeah, I think 2 weeks ago. So it was a Friday night and I went out to eat with my friends and we were waiting to get our table. So this is before I ate. So that's why I'm like 90% sure it was not a food related allergy. We were waiting for our table and I felt like a little bump here and I'm like, oh, I think I got bit by a mosquito, you know, no big deal, like just a little mosquito bump, and it was itchy. And I kept doing this and like we were talking and I kept doing this, and then later when I went to put my finger up there, I noticed it was like a cluster, like a little cluster of bumps. So I was like, oh, I think I'm scratching it too much and like spreading the histamine, which has happened to me with the bug bite, so I didn't think anything of it. And I was like, I'm just gonna, you know, leave it alone, whatever. So I just went to bed, and then at 4 in the morning I woke up because I just felt like really itchy, like on my neck, and yeah, like kind of just mainly on my neck and chest. And I was just like, let me wake up. So I wake up and I look in the mirror and I seriously wanted to like slip my wrist, and it wasn't even bad at that point, which is the sad part. So I had like all these tiny, it literally looked like dots on my chest, and then I had some on my arm, and I still have a couple, but or maybe I don't. These are kind of going away, so you won't really be able to see it. But I had some like on only my forearm part, all over like my chest kind of cleavage area, and then on my face I had like little dots that were just popping up. They look like little, almost whiteheads, but not so to the surface. So it just kind of looked like little bumps everywhere. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was freaking out. Walked over to the urgent care and I was like, I have this rash, which is a weird thing to go say at a clinic. I don't know. I just felt weird saying that, especially because it was like a weekend. I just felt skanky being like, I have a rash that I don't know how I got. It's all over my boobs. Can you help me? I go there. The doctor comes in and he's like, one of the first things he tells me, which was like, I should have been like, what the fuck? The first thing he told me was, yeah, the thing with the rashes is they all kind of look the same. So it's really hard to decipher what they are. And I was like, great, I feel like I'm in great hands. So then he asked me all these questions. He asked me if I ate anything new, and I said, nope. Have I tried any new potions, lotions, face creams, anything new? And I was like, no, I wore makeup that day, but it's all makeup I've worn before and had zero reaction. All like products I'm familiar with. I have tried nothing new at all. And then I told him the only new thing I've done this week that would have been anything weird is Thursday, which was technically Friday because it was already like 1 in the morning. At like 1 in the morning on Friday, I cleaned my bathroom. I know that sounds weird, but when I can't sleep, I just get up and do little things that I should have done earlier in the day. So I cleaned my bathroom, and per my mother's idea, she was telling me that I should use like straight up bleach diluted in some water to clean the bathroom. And I think I just used a lot of bleach, and I was like, that's really the only thing that I've done different. And he's like, did any of it splash on you? And I was like, no. And he's like, okay, so it's not bleach, it's not food, it's not this, that, or the other. And he's like, looks like I'm thinking you have bed bugs. Dun dun dun. Like, I start going into a panic. I just keep hearing those like Kanye West screams in my mind, and I'm like, what? Like, don't say bed bugs to me ever in your life, because I just started, like, I was literally gonna like slit my throat right before I killed him. Like, it was just nuts. Like, I was just seeing red, going crazy, and I was like, please Lord, don't tell me I have bed bugs. And he's like, I'm gonna go get a second opinion just to make sure, and I'll be back. So then he brings in this other doctor who had just seen me for the stitches, actually, and she was like, she literally didn't do anything. She just kind of like was like, yeah, it's bed bugs, sorry. So I literally am just dying inside, because there's just such a bad stigma with bed bugs, like that, you know, it's like people who live in dirty homes have them, and I'm like, my house is not dirty, I'm messy, never dirty, what's going on? There's like a apartment above me that moved out recently, so I was like, maybe they had it and now they're traveling down, I don't know. So I'm just in panic mode. But when someone tells you you have bed bugs, there's no time to question this, you just act, because the thing with bed bugs is that if you do have them, I think they lay something like 100 eggs or something very close to that a day, each bug. So if you do have them, like, it's very easy to get infested like overnight. So the sooner you can act, the better. And it normally takes several like treatments of like exterminator visits to treat them. So I was already like, crap, I'm just gonna be out of so much money, this is so annoying, I can't believe this happened, blah blah blah. So I go to CVS because they prescribed me this cream, this called permethrin cream. Sorry, I'm slow. Permethrin cream, 5%. And this is for people who have bed bugs or scabies, or like gross kind of body lice type of bugs. And it's supposed to kill any of like the bugs, or like if you have scabies, larvae, oh God, that live in your skin. So what you have to do about this is you have to put it on like from your neck all the way down, and just sit in it for like 6 hours and then wash it off. Disgusting, I know. This freaking cream cost $75. On top of this, he told me to get, I brought all my drugs just so you guys, if anyone's dealing with this, I don't know, I just want to give you guys all the information on this update. Zyrtec, and I just got the 10 milligram gel, like liquid gel, a Zyrtec a day, and then he said to continue the Benadryl. So I had already bought the Benadryl, thank God. But yeah, so this was like $75, insane. Zyrtec even is really expensive, $20. So I do that, and then I come home, and I literally took like all my clothes, clean or dirty or kind of clean, I didn't care. And half of it, because like I have a laundry here, but it takes quarters. So I didn't have that many quarters, and I didn't have time to go to the bank. So I took a bunch of the laundry and I just sent it to get cleaned at the cleaners, because they do laundry by the pound. And then I cleaned the rest. So I spent the whole day washing all my clothes. And when you have bed bugs, the thing you have to do when you wash your clothes is you have to wash it with the hottest water and the hottest heat, despite what the tag says. So a lot of clothes can like get ruined in the heat, but that's the only way to kill them. You can't really be like with warm water. It's the heat that's going to kill them. So I just washed everything, high heat, high water. So some of my clothes did shrink, but I was like, you know, I'd rather have like 5 shirts I'm losing than bed bugs. Call the exterminator. They couldn't come till Monday, which is gross if you have bed bugs, to think that you have to like live with them for all these, you know, days. Like 2 days seems like 5 years. So I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. Meanwhile, my face is like, the rash is getting worse, redder, angrier. Like nothing is calming it down except popping a Benadryl every 4 hours, which is like not what I want to do at all. So I was just like trying to clean my whole house and at the same time falling asleep. Like that's all I was doing on Saturday. Monday the exterminator comes, and it's like an older European guy and like a younger guy, and they go in my room and they're like they're just kind of chatting, and then they come out and he's like, why do you think you have bed bugs? And he's looking at me like I'm the stupidest person on earth at this point. Oh, and at this point my face is ridiculous. Like my eyes are getting swollen. I look terrifying. I'll insert pictures so you know what I'm talking about now. Yeah, that's how I looked. Super scary and like super uncomfortable, and it was just bad. So he says, why do you think you have bed bugs? And I'm like, oh, because I had this crazy rash and the doctor told me it was bed bugs. And he was like, you 100% don't have bed bugs. He's like, everything in your room is like white, like your mattress, your walls, and your bedding. He's like, we would have seen them right away. He's like, there's no signs of it when you have bed bugs. There's like a scent, which I kept reading that too. And I was like, I don't smell anything. But you know, like when you can't smell your own house, I was like, maybe that's just me. But he's like, there's no scent. There's no blood anywhere. There's nothing. We just checked everything. Like, you absolutely do not have bed bugs. And then he was like, and furthermore, looking at your face, I can tell you right now that that is not bed bugs. He's like, first of all, there's like a 1% chance that bed bugs would bite your entire face like that. And he said, even your chest. He said, if you did have bed bugs, you would see a lot of bites on your legs and possibly your arms. And I didn't see any, I didn't have any dots on my legs. Everything was really like neck, face, and then a little bit on my arms. And it was like kind of slowly spreading, but we'll get to that. So I was like, okay, great. What the fuck? At this point, I'm like furious because I had did this damn scabies cream, but funny enough, I only did this cream once because it burned so much. Everything's angry and enraged. I'm inside angry and enraged because I just spent $75 for exterminators to tell me that I don't have bed bugs. Like 75, 80 bucks for this cream, like another, I don't know how much for all the other like random little meds, like the Zyrtec and the Benadryl. The freaking hospital visits, those were like $30 a pop. And then my laundry was $80 for her to do it, plus the other $80 of quarters that I spent doing it myself. So, I mean, I was already like at $300 at this point. Like, I can't believe that this is happening. So mind you, like over the weekend, because I hadn't seen a single bug yet, I was getting like already feeling like maybe I don't have bed bugs. So I had made an appointment with a dermatologist for Tuesday to get a second opinion. So I go to the dermatologist, and on Tuesday my eyes were the worst. They were like almost swollen shut. Like I had like no lower waterline because they were so swollen down there. And I have a picture of that and I'll insert it here. And the funny thing about that picture is that because of the flash, my face looks clear, but it was actually really, really not clear there. But you can kind of see there how my eyes look weird. Like I don't really look like myself. But anyway, so I go to the doctor and she was like, wow, well, first of all, you absolutely do not have bed bugs. She's like, I can see that from looking at you. Everyone can see this from looking at me except the first doctor I went to. I don't know. She's like, you know, I'm thinking looking at you that this is an allergic reaction to bleach fumes. So, I mean, she's not 100% on this. She knows for sure it's an allergic reaction. The question is to what? But that's the strongest guess, because she said the places that it first showed up, my face, and my neck, and then a little bit on my arms, if I was like leaning down, hovering over a bathtub that was full of bleach fumes, this is where, you know, I would have kind of been exposed, which makes a lot of sense to me. And the fact that the rash, although it was spreading, was nowhere like on the back part of me, if that makes sense. So like if I was like in a bathtub, like only the front of my body would be exposed. Here's the funny thing. So she's like, first of all, this cream made it worse. Second of all, she's like, have you been showering? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, hot water, cold? I was like, just like hot water. She's like, have you been taking really long showers? And I was like, yeah. She's like, yeah, don't do that. The worst thing you can do is just sit in a shower or a bathtub when you have a rash. Great, that's what I've been doing for 3 days. So she said every time you do that, it kind of helps the rash spread, which is why my rash was spreading. So I was like just kind of sabotaging myself all this time, which only angers me so much, you have no idea. So at this point, my face is like completely like, I look crazy when I go in the street. People were just looking at me like I was nuts. It looked a lot like severe acne, but like really aggravated. So she prescribed to me 2 medications that are creams. This one, which is Locoid cream, looks like this. This is so expensive. She had like a coupon thing, so I only got it for $20, but I read like the real retail price, and it was like, it's not on here, it's on the other paper. It was like almost $600 because it's like a name brand drug, which is insane to me. But yeah, so luckily I only had to pay 20 bucks for this. But this is a prescription only drug. So this is for the face only, and then for the body she prescribed me the I cannot say any of these drugs. Desocimatosin cream, I guess. That's what it looks like. And this one you put all over your body. And this cream cost $131. Creams are banana expensive. I didn't know that. Now I know I don't want creams of any kind when I'm prescribed something, because this was $131 and that was like the generic brand. And then she prescribed me the cefadroxil antibiotic to take for 10 days. And this was really cheap. It was like 12 bucks with my insurance. And then also she told me to stop the Benadryl and start taking a hydroxyzine, whatever, HCl, 25 milligrams. And this is like a much stronger antihistamine. So I only have to take one of these before bed. For someone who doesn't take drugs, this is like a lot of drugs for me. And she said to continue the Zyrtec as needed for the daytime if I had itching. She also told me to slather myself with CeraVe like all the time when I'm not, obviously, because this cream you do it twice a day, and this one you do it once in the morning, once at night, both of them. So throughout the day to stay moisturized, because basically when you have a rash and it's itchy, you're having dry skin, and dry skin is another place that helps. When your skin's dry, it just makes the rash easier to spread. So you want to stay hydrated, and you want to kind of counteract the itching of dry skin plus the rash. So CeraVe, she recommended, and she just said to put this all over my face and body after I used the medicated creams and like throughout the day as I was getting itchy. She also said to wash my body. I could only take 1 5-minute shower a day with warm water. And use the Cetaphil antibacterial bar all over, and to continue using the Cetaphil antibacterial, or the Cetaphil gentle skin cleaner on my face. So that's what I've been doing for the past week. I'm at the tail end of it, and this cream really worked, but you can still see, obviously I haven't been wearing makeup. I'm gonna take this off actually so I can get in closer. You can see where like all the pigmentation still is, but my face, oh my God, thank God cleared up, because it looked crazy before. It was all over my forehead, and I still have some pigmentation there. You can also see, I don't know if you can see, but sorry for the boobage, but I just want to show you guys. So it was all over my neck, and then even coming down a bit on my chest, you can kind of see. So I still have pigmentation, but there are no bumps left on here. It's just kind of like the pigment that's left. And I have it all on this side of my body, the side that I sleep on the most, which I think is just from sleeping on it the most. The arms are pretty much gone. I don't really see anything on my arms. So yeah, I think the arms are cured. There's not really too many, but you can kind of see the bumps there. It's more, like I said, it's the pigmentation. It's not really any bumps on there. So that's where we're at today. Insanity. It's been like a crazy week for me. I was supposed to go to Atlanta to do makeup for my friend and also attend her wedding, and I couldn't go because of just the insane cost. At the end of the day, I almost spent like $1,000. It was like $800, $900 trying to figure this out over the past week, and that's like a lot of money to spend. Number one, unexpectedly. Number two, when you were trying to go on a trip, you know, obviously that was all the money I would have been spending on my long weekend in Atlanta. So I was really bummed about that, because I really, really wanted to be there for that. Also, it's just been really difficult for me, because I know this sounds so vain, no pun intended, and I feel like an asshole every time I've been saying this, but my skin never breaks out, and that just like, I feel like a jerk saying that, but I get like one acne like bump when I do break out. Sometimes I do have like bad skin days, but it's very like, compared to what a lot of people go through, it's nothing. And I would never and will never ever again complain about my skin if it ever goes back to the way it was. And having like one day very clear skin to in 24 hours having like every inch of your skin just like red, bumpy, irritated, huge, like my ears even felt like rough and bumpy, and oh my God, that was really, really like, I cried so much, and I really feel bad, like even to compare it to people with acne, because I don't want to be like, it was the worst time of my life. And I know a lot of people out there, and probably even some people watching this, like that's just your everyday life. And I just have like a newfound like understanding for that. And another thing that I wanted to say, I know this is getting extremely long. I hopefully can edit some of this. There's this girl named BunBunmakeuptips. She has a blog, and she's a Singapore blogger, a very famous Singapore blogger. And she had like a facial, and then like her skin reacted crazy, and she had like a crazy, crazy breakout due to it. And when I was going through this, of course, everything I was Googling was like rash, insane breakout, phase, problem. So that's how I came across hers. And just reading her, I felt like a very kindred spirit, because I know exactly what that felt like to just wake up one day and not feel like yourself. And she said the same thing, and I could not agree with it more. She just put it so well that, like, before this, when she had her quote-unquote perfect skin, and she would see someone with bad skin and they didn't have makeup on or something, you'd be like, get your life right. Like, what are you doing, like, out without skin? Like, now you know, like, you don't know what their life is. Like, that person could be going through something crazy. Their skin could be so sensitive that they can't wear makeup, or putting makeup could be making their current situation worse. So I definitely have a newfound respect. Like, I just feel bad now for all the past when I've seen people with bad skin. I'm like, you could do something about that, because sometimes, honey, you just can't. Like, I couldn't for the past week. I haven't been able to wear makeup, and I've never felt less like myself, which is really funny, because prior to this happening, I haven't been wearing a lot of makeup, if any at all. I've just been really late, but without having good skin, like, it just, I don't know, it feels completely different not wearing makeup now. So it's been tough. I'm dying. I'm hoping that Tuesday when I go to the doctor, she said I can wear makeup again. But that's why I haven't really been making videos, because I really, like, I kept saying, you know what, I'm all about, like, look at, like, right now my hair is not perfect. Like, you guys are used to seeing me in, like, a hot mess state. And I kept telling myself, like, you could just make a video. Nobody's gonna care. But I couldn't make a video because I hated seeing myself in the mirror. I just hated it. And I kind of went through, like, a depression phase for, like, a couple of days, because I just didn't feel like myself, and I just didn't feel pretty. And I'm all about, like, self-esteem and self-confidence and all of that. And you have to feel that to let anyone else tell you that. Like, all my friends were just like, you're still pretty, don't worry. And I didn't care who was saying that to me. Like, I still felt ugly. And even now people are like, oh my God, your face cleared up. And, like, I hate when people say that, because I'm like, this is not a clear face. My face did not clear up. Like, my face used to not have any of this. And now I'm just kind of, like, scared that I'm going to have to deal with, like, pigmentation issues. So I don't know if, like, I mean, I'm still putting this on just because the doctor told me to keep doing it till the next visit. But I don't know if, like, this is just something I have to deal with now. Like, is this my skin, and, like, everything's cleared up, she's gonna say, stop taking the drugs, you're good, and I'm gonna have, like, this, like, stained skin issue that I have to deal with now, and, like, hyperpigmentation, and now I have to wear foundation, or at least I will, to feel like myself, because this has never been me, sort of thing. So that's been my dramatic medical month and a half that I've been going through, and sorry, and why I haven't really been doing videos. But so I'm, like, just ready to do makeup and put on makeup and talk about makeup and play with makeup and all that stuff. So just let me know down below, has any of this ever happened to you? Have you ever had a traumatic kind of allergic reaction, or maybe just a breakout or something that ruined your life? Because I feel like my life was just ruined for the past month. But yeah, let me know down below. And otherwise, I will see you guys soon. Sorry I was MIA. I'll try to survive this next month. Hopefully nothing new happens, because I seriously don't want to go to a doctor's office for, like, another year. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. Hope you're doing well, and have a great day. Thanks. Bye.